I'm really good at eliminating friction so you can gain clarity. Clarity is essential to growth, to authority, to profitability, to success, to streamlining your business, to creating the life that you want. And a lot of people struggle with not being clear. And so sometimes people put strategy as an afterthought. But let me tell you, think about your favorite sports team. If you're an LA fan, if you're a Boston fan, if you're a Chicago fan, the coach is the strategist who makes sure they get to the championship and win the chip. Now, if you're doing well, you don't just throw away the coach. No, the strategy always evolves with you, so you make sure you're always in contention to win the championship. And don't y'all want to win some championships in your business? That is what I do. Help you get clarity so you can get these championships in your business.
Ooh, he said it. Championship, man. Always fire out the gate, man. Absolutely. I don't know a person that doesn't want to win the championship. I don't know anybody that do not want to win in business and growing together.
I Digress is brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. By shedding light on the stories behind the shiny resumes, social media highlights, and job titles, No Straight Path, hosted by Ashley Menzies Babatunde, aims to humanize success from the millennial perspective. Featuring guests from all walks of life, No Straight Path aims to inspire conversations around the nuanced perspective of success. How do you define success, overcome failure, and endure life's unanticipated challenge? No Straight Path covers all of that and more. Recent episodes like Success is Maximizing Happiness, Finding Your Voice, and Success is Communal is all intent to help you see all the different layers it takes to be successful and what success really means in a modern era. In Success is Maximizing Happiness, Ashley redefines what success is. What if rather than defining yourself by your profession, you define yourself by the positive impact that you have on other people's lives? Rather than defining success by the amount of money in your bank account, define success by simply how happy you are. Listen to No Straight Path wherever you get your podcasts.
So Troy, you've been doing some amazing thing talking about winning championship, right? You've been championing some things that we've been seeing you. And one of those things is Inbound 2022. I really want you to take a second and share with us the experience, being in the same room on the same stage with President Barack Obama, Viola Davis. Come on, man. Like, you were the host MC on stage. You were backstage. You showed us so much. Share a little bit. How is it, the experience? And for the folks that do not even know what Inbound is.
I'll say for the beginning, you better stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Because when that opportunity comes, you don't have time to hesitate. Now, for those who don't know, Inbound is like Coachella for B2B marketers. It's on that level, y'all. It's the Grammys for B2B marketing. Anyone who's been in B2B marketing wants to be at Inbound, wants to speak at Inbound. And I had the pleasure to speak last year at Inbound and then be the host this year. For those who don't know, Inbound is a product of HubSpot, which is a $1 billion CRM and global platform to help you scale your business as well. And so they brought me in. They asked me to do it. No hesitation. I said yes. Granted, this is all new to me. So I felt humbled. And I love that they had this initiative to really push diversity. As you see the speaker lineup, a lot of diversity. They had the Black Inbound activation right next to the main stage. And then to have me, who, I'm kind of an average person. And they brought me in, allowed me to do it. I spoke on stage. I got to do a lot of fun things. I interviewed a lot of people. And all of that was just doing things I've been doing my whole career naturally. And the world just got to see it publicly. So it's not that I'm any different than anyone else. I've been doing this all the time. And there's things that you're really good at, that you're really easy, come naturally to you, that if you just get the right opportunity to showcase that, oh my goodness, it just changed the world. And how do we get back to this point? It's really understanding your gift and positioning your content, your messaging, your branding, your infrastructure to make sure that when that opportunity comes, they think of you first. And they ask you to be in your greatness to deliver. And that just so happened I was blessed by God to have the opportunity and do it.
What's up, digital world? You're listening to the I Digress audio experience with Troy Sandidge. Social media, marketing, storytelling, business, culture, and more. Coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
We need to operate in excellence. We need to really set the bar high so that, as people, we can really grow together, because that's the only way. That's the only way. If you don't have, any reach, any dream to attend to, well, you're not really going to make it. And that's one thing that you preach high every single time. Talking about that, you actually said something in your podcast. So let's go ahead and bring that up real quick, because I was like, yo, what is this all about? So in your podcast, for the folks that don't know, you have a podcast called I Digress with Troy Sandidge. And in this podcast, you said something really, really interesting. So let me go ahead and cue this up. I'm going to play it. I want you to listen to it. And then I want you to elaborate a little bit on what you said. Listen to this, folks.
True growth requires patience, established boundaries, sacrifices, and separation from various distractions that will kill your drive, your passion, your discipline, your creativity, and or your will to continue down the path. It's not pretty. Most will doubt you because they won't understand you. Why aren't you here? Why aren't you there? Where are you going? What do you see that I don't see? That doesn't make sense. It looks dumb. It looks crazy. You're insane. They won't see the vision. Rightfully so, because it wasn't their vision to see anyway. It was your vision. Therefore, only you have the context to move forward in where the direction that you're going. You're always working or building or reading or learning or writing, whatever the action is that's applicable to your journey. But one day they'll blink. And it's like, when did you do this? When did you get here? How did you get here? When did you level up? When did this change occur? When did you change from being this person that I knew here to this person, to this position, having this company or this role or this opportunity over there? And how did I miss this?
Very, very interesting stuff, Tori. I mean, I was like, huh. And I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on that because as we're talking about growth, authority, profitability, let's talk about the growth part because everybody wants to grow. Talking about that, why is it that while you're willing, right, according to you in your professional expertise, while you're willing, you're working on yourself to grow, people end up being surprised whenever you actually reach a certain destination? I don't get it. What exactly happens there?
I don't say anything I don't live myself. I think most people, or most of the world, found out who Troy Sandidge was a few weeks ago from Inbound. How did he get here? And I'm literally proof of that. Now, when I talk about the vision, I think anyone who is a creator, you have a certain ability to materialize something from nothing. I want you to understand that is a gift. Not everyone has the capability, the talent, or the skill set to harness an idea out of nothing and materialize into something tangible that someone can watch, consume, react, touch, feel, buy, use. And so understand that's a superpower. The problem is we don't create the right environment and infrastructure for that to bloom. While understanding it literally takes time, effort, and energy to do it. Why do 80% of businesses fail after the first year? It's simply because they don't put enough time in and they quit. They give up. You could be watering them plants and you think because the acorn ain't become an oak tree in 1 week, you done. Not realizing the person you're comparing your life to, your business to, your content to has been doing this from the mud for years. Ain't no one see them. How many times have we done live streams? Ain't no one seen it. Post content, no one consumed it. Went and spoke on stages, no one showed up. No field seats, nothing like that. Nothing even paid. You did it all for free because you were just so passionate and so loving about it. And we think, oh, I deserve. No, you don't. You deserve to put in the work and let people respect you, see you. If it's your gift, it is your responsibility to see it through. That will make you different from somebody else. Stop comparing the timeline of where you think and just focus on, did I improve this week? Did I improve this month? Did I improve this year? From the last time we talked, JP, in this moment, I wasn't an author. I wasn't a well-known speaker. I didn't speak in 2 of the continents that I spoke in the last 12 months. I didn't grow a whole new business. I didn't become a CEO of another business and all this stuff. I didn't take I Digress to a new level. That was in the work between the time we talked last time till now. Just in the deep work. And the great thing about it is most people didn't even know the moves I was making. We can get so caught up as content creators. Now, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But sometimes you don't got to show everything behind the curtain. You don't got to create double the entendre of look what I'm doing right now. Because guess what? Life happens. I've had setbacks. I've had things I had to deal with, but people didn't know about it. And once it was done, once it was finished, that's when I shared it. That's when I told people about it. Now, the last thing I would say about growth in this moment, especially for content creators, is to understand if you can't speak to the mind of the people you want to pay you for the content that you're creating and diversifying how they can pay you, you are only limiting your own potential. Stop complaining about why no one will buy my content. You are seeing literally in real time what JP is doing. He has ads running in the interim. He has sponsors on the back end. He has this happening. He has that happening, all in the same unified way. He can cut this up into different other content pieces that other people may be paying for, from his newsletter to his podcast and everything. Diversification of the same effort and energy is key. It's essential. But he created these automations, these systems, this infrastructure, so it can expand the capabilities of the content he's creating. Now, can you say that for your own content? Or are you still on, let me post once and done and hope I'll get 10 grand next week? That ain't believable. That's not obtainable. Move in your means to get to where you need to go and then be consistent with it.
Would you mind doing a quick mental exercise with me? It'll only take a second. Imagine for a moment you're at work and suddenly you and your team are perfectly connected. I mean, perfectly aligned, 100%. There's no miscommunication, nothing falling through the cracks. You are totally 100% in sync, a collaborative, intuitive, and motivated force of nature. How does that feel? Pretty good, right? HubSpot helps you and your teams connect so you can always be in sync. With shared access to the same customer data, you and your teams can see the full customer picture. HubSpot's powerful CRM platform powers you and your teams to fiercely collaborate and power exceptional customer experiences so you can scale fast together. Learn how HubSpot can help your business grow better at HubSpot.com.
A whole lot of amazing stuff, and I'm gonna read directly from what he has. He says Strategize Up helps businesses integrate simplified strategies to position their marketing, sales, and overall business efforts for success to increase their gap, growth, authority, profitability. Now, I'm gonna pause right there and I'm gonna ask Troy to explain exactly what I just read means. Because I know for some folks they'll be like, I don't follow. Troy, break it down for us.
Any business, to be a successful business, you need to be making money, you need to be known, and needs to survive over a longevity of time, your growth, authority, and profitability. Now, not everyone who runs a business has a marketing degree or big in marketing or know how to sell. What they do know how to do, I know how to cook good food, I know how to design good clothes, I know how to speak, I know how to write. Whatever your God-given talent or your inherited talent that you've developed over time is, that's what you're really good at. That's what you're really known for. That's not enough for it to become a business that you want to make the money that you want to ultimately. This is the part a lot of coaches and other folks leave out that I refuse to just leave out for my people, is that you want to make enough money with the premise to create the life that you want to live. Because a lot of folks out here are selling everything, burning through everything. They're getting the money, but they're not being able to enjoy the fruit from the money that they bear. And that's not a situation. This hustle culture has got to go. So I wrote the book with the intent to speak to my people intentionally and on purpose. Small businesses, diverse organizations, people who don't have marketing skill or intimidated or tired or don't have the access, keyword, the access to education and other things that can get them the information that they need to grow. And so I thought, let me simplify, literally break it down. There's mnemonics, there's acronyms, there's storytelling. I pull in a lot from my personal experiences into this book right here to really help you get to where you need to be. And gratefully, people who have read it, who have told me in private, have said, this really made it make sense. When you said it was simple, I thought you were kidding. Everyone says simplified, making it simple, but you really speak to me and you didn't hold back punches trying to articulate from a culturally unified perspective, if I could be blunt, because I'm my own business, a Black perspective.
Did you hear what he said? For you to grow, he wrote this specifically. And like he said, it's easy. It's a blueprint that you need to follow. Just like you didn't know how to cook, learn how to cook. You apply all the recipes. Even though you may not believe it, sometimes you see a chef putting some things together, I'll be like, I don't know if that's going to be good. See, the thing is not for you to try to figure out if it's going to be good. And I'm saying that for a reason, because a lot of folks, instead of simply applying it and trusting the process, they will question the process, question the different recipes. But you're not a chef, though. You're not. So how is it that you will, right, quote unquote, hired me as your chef and at the same time trying to tell me how to put the recipe together? No, it doesn't work like that. So are we humble enough to understand that whenever we actually hire the help or call for help, we need to keep quiet and listen? Because that's a part of the equation that, in my humble experience, people miss is they're not actually listening to you. They're not actually taking notes. A book takes time. And we're just talking about this backstage. It takes a whole lot of work and a whole lot of investment to allow you to make millions of dollars in your organization. Now, are you going to buy the book and leave it on your shelf and it's collecting dust? Or are you actually going to read the book And you're actually going to apply the principles that he's put in there onto your business. Now, I'm going to repeat it again. GAP, growth, authority, profitability, right? First, you need to grow. And second, you need to establish authority. And we already know that as a branding expert. That's what we help you do. Authority. Now, some folks, right, Troy, will tell you, well, it's all good and dandy, right? It's all good and dandy and all of that. But I've spent a lot of money in my career. I did everything right by having a company that's posting across all social media everywhere all the time. I have a product or service that I'm putting out there for people to buy, but I am not getting any authority. I'm really not getting any sales. Let's be specific here. Let's really break it down on something tangible.
It's time to take control of your social media marketing. Stay organized, save time, and easily manage your social media with AgoraPulse's inbox, publishing, reporting, monitoring, and team collaboration tools. As the ecosystem of social media is constantly changing, constantly evolving, social media managers and their counterparts need a one easy-to-use solution loaded with powerful features to help them navigate the digital world. One tool for publishing, scheduling, monitoring, listening, and reporting, all inclusive, all at your fingertips, with over 31,000 social media managers using this tool daily. AgoraPulse packs a ton of features on a unified social inbox, intuitive publishing, social listening, insightful analytics, and social media ROI, where you can easily see what posts and conversations are driving sales, leads, and traffic, and that's without being a Google Analytics expert. With some of the best support in the business. Rated number 1 on Capterra, number 1 support on G2 Crowd, 96% user satisfaction score, and a 30-minute response time. With that amount of support, an all-inclusive turnkey one-platform solution with some of the best pricing for growing teams, you can't lose. And as an exclusive for the I Digress podcast listeners, you can get 2 free months using the AgoraPulse tool for free at social.agorapulse.com/findtroy. The link to the 2 free months, more information about AgoraPulse, as well as some key insights I've shared on AgoraPulse's social media pulse community will be in the show notes.
In your humble opinion, what could be a reason why the person, even though they have a presence online and then they have a product that they're actually selling and sharing with people, but people are not actually buying, the conversion is not there? What could you tell somebody like that?
I'm about to hurt some people's feelings, but it's necessary. Who are you gauging that you're consuming your content from? If it's people from your hometown, parents, your family, your friends from back in the day, high school, college, old stomping grounds, that's great that they're consuming your content, but are they going to buy your content? And I mean buy it consistently with no hesitation. See, we need to reorganize how we create content and who we're creating the content for. If we're just creating content to get likes and comments and shares, guess what? You're only creating content for awareness, which means you're not creating content for money. You got to be able to know how to create content for what you're trying to do. I literally posted this on LinkedIn today about how people will post for clickbait to get the engagement and then complain 6 months later, I ain't made no money, but my content is really good. And I'll say this too. You have to go where the money is. Do you understand the people you're trying to talk to? You have to be comfortable enough to talk to strangers and convince strangers to see your value, trust your value. That trust currency is key. And then I made the decision, I'm going to buy your product. I'm going to buy your service. I'm going to buy your content. I'm going to buy your book. I'm going to buy whatever you create. And then I'm going to tell someone else about it so they can go buy it too and keep it going. You see, we have to understand how to position ourselves the right way. And in most cases, most people are talking to the wrong people. They're saying the wrong words, and they didn't do the research or the homework to speak the language of other people. I'll say this and I'm done on this particular moment. And I use this example a lot, but people don't get it. They still don't get it. If I were talking to you right now and I'm saying the literal formula to grow your business, but I'm speaking it in Swahili, I'm speaking it in French. Doesn't matter how enthusiastic I get. Doesn't matter how much I scream and yell to the heavens about here's the 3-step formula that if you do this today, you're going to get 10 grand in your pocket. But I'm speaking a language that you literally don't understand. That's how you sound pushing out all this content to people who don't identify with the product or service that you're offering, who don't care, who maybe you don't have the money to pay for it and have no reason to buy it. but you've been putting all this work to push it out there for the last 2 years. That's why you haven't got no money. You have to build the authority with the people who care about what you offer and have the money to pay it, not the hesitation. Oh, this is too much money. You don't want that. They're going to look at that as like pennies. Yeah, I'll pay you 10 grand. Yeah, I'll pay you $50,000. I can't make that much. You're talking to the wrong people. If you build that authority up the right way, you can make some moves, but it takes time.
Ooh, I love that part. Things are going over your head. You're sitting down and you're speaking a completely different language. You're now part of the actual conversation. You're now part integral of what's happening. Something literally life-changing could be happening right now. And you say, I'm there. But in reality, you're not. We can't hear you. We can't see you. We can't connect with you. We cannot understand you. In other words, that's what Troy's saying. People probably are not understanding what you're saying.
And that's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed this episode of I Digress. What was your takeaway? Care to share your thoughts and tag Troy on social media? You can find him on all platforms at Find Troy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review or comment for this episode from wherever you're listening. Looking for a marketing strategist to build the structure, strategies, and systems you need to get the success you want and the ROI you desire in your business? Book a discovery call to talk with Troy at findtroy.com. And as Troy's philosophy goes, imagination is the engine, content is the fuel, social media is the highway, marketing is the roadmap, sales is the destination, culture is the GPS. Thanks for listening.